In this video, I'm going to show you guys the absolute best class setup for the Streetsweeper in Cold War. This gun is super strong and very overpowered, and you guys can use it right now, early and for free. So I'm going to be giving you guys the best class setup, the attachments, the perks, and also bonus tips at the end. But also, I'm going to explain to you guys how you can go ahead and unlock this for free and early, like I said, as you can see on the screen here. And there will be timestamps down below in the description to help you guys navigate through the video in case you already know some parts or want to see specific things with the gun. With all that said, if you guys enjoy this video at any point in time, please do me a huge favor and leave a like if I help you guys out. Also, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. Turn post notifications on so you guys don't miss a future glitch or guide. Let's get into it. So in order to get the Streetsweeper in Cold War, you guys actually have to go and play Warzone. And in Warzone, you guys have to play 15 matches of Plunder. While in those 15 matches of Plunder, you have to get a streak of 3 kills in 1 life with a Cold War shotgun. So that is either the Hauer or the Gallo. When using those 2 shotguns, getting 3 kills in 1 life in Plunder, after you get those 3 kills in 1 life, you can go ahead and just leave the game and start your next one. Do that 15 times and then the gun will unlock for you guys. The gameplay that you guys are watching behind me is showing you guys that it will not unlock on Warzone. You have to go ahead and switch over to Cold War. As you guys can see, as soon as I loaded it up, the shotgun is there. So getting into the class setup, the first attachment is going to be the barrel. You guys are going to be using the 14.4 inch task force barrel, and this will give you 72% damage. Even though it does take down the effective range, the 72 damage really just buffs it enough to where you guys can actually just be laying out your opponents a lot faster. Even though there are other barrels that give you the fire rate and effective damage, I found that the damage output is actually the best because you can take down your enemies quickly. Moving on to the body, you guys want to be using the 5MW laser sight. This will give you 35% hipfire accuracy, and you don't even have to worry about the ADS sight speed because you're not going to be aimed down sights with this gun. You guys want to be hip firing with the shotguns. That way you can keep it up and stay mobile and stay moving while you guys are shooting, and that just makes it easier for you guys to maneuver around opponents, stay agile, and with the hipfire accuracy buffed to 35%, you guys will be hitting your shots more effectively and accurately. Moving on to the magazine, you guys want to be using the 18 round drum, and this will give you guys more magazine ammo capacity, max starting ammo, and ammo capacity. So you guys will have 18 shots inside your barrel, but unfortunately this gun only has 2 attachments for the magazine, and in my opinion they actually both are a bit unfortunate and kind of suck. However, the 18 round mag is going to be the best one for you. If you guys have not used this gun yet, you reload extremely slow when using this gun. It is the worst thing. It just takes so long to get all of your bullets in. But when I am playing on a hardpoint game or domination, especially on Nuketown, and I run into multiple opponents, you guys are gonna want to have that 18 round mag so that you can take out multiple enemies. The only downside is that you guys are going to be sitting there reloading in a corner for however long it takes. Although when I was playing, it did feel like the 18 round drum mag, even though it doesn't say it on the stats. It actually feels like it reloads just a tiny bit slower, even though it says the reload quickness goes down. It just felt like it to me, but I'm not exactly sure why. Either way, the gun reloads extremely slow, but having the extra rounds in the gun allow it for you to actually take more enemies out, and I think that's a fair trade-off and actually a better one, so that way you can get more streak kills, because the worst thing that could happen is you guys run into 3 people, you annihilate the first 2, but then you're out of ammo because you only have 12 bullets in your default drum. Next up, we have the handle, and you guys want to use the field tape, and this one is kind of personal preference. I like using the 90% flinch resistance buff on it, and there are no cons to this, so you just get a buff for the flinch resistance. But if you guys want to have any ADS buffs, you could go ahead and do the speed tape or any of the other ones, but like I said before, you guys don't want to be aimed down sights, so this one's really up to you. If you wanted to add an additional muzzle to the gun, and then you could go ahead and do that as well, but I didn't feel like any of the cons were worth it to get a muzzle, so I just have the handle on there for a little bit extra support when you guys are using your gun to hip fire opponents. And finally, the stock, you guys want to use the no stock, that way you guys get 40% sprint to fire time, and this does take down your hip fire accuracy a little bit, but the other attachments that I mentioned earlier will buff that back up, making it worth it for you guys to use. So getting that sprint to fire time to 240 milliseconds allows you guys to get that gun up very quickly, and you are going to be using it in a hip fire motion. That way you guys are just going to be absolutely wrecking anybody you guys run into. Before we get into the tips, I want to let you guys know about the perks that will make this gun the best it possibly can. So starting off, if you have the wild card, use perk Greed. It's absolutely overpowered. I would have this on every single class. Starting off with perk number 1, you guys want to be using Flak Jacket and Tactical Mask. These two perks combined will make you guys invulnerable to almost every single thing that your opponents throw at you guys. If they throw a stun, you'll be able to still be able to fire your shotgun at them, or if they throw a grenade, a Semtex, whatever, and it blows up, you're still good to go, and you guys will be able to continue that fight and hopefully take them down and get that kill. Moving on to perk 2, I would highly recommend you guys use Scavenger. It maybe just as me, but I do use a lot of ammo when I'm using this gun and absolutely spraying down opponents. In multiple cases while I was leveling this gun up, I was dropping over 60, 70, 80 kills, and being able to have that ammo resupply every time you kill an opponent is huge for me. And secondly, you guys want to be using Tracker. When using Tracker, you're able to follow your opponents if they're running in a building or around a corner by following their footsteps, and you guys can get the upper hand by knowing which corner they went into, allowing you to get that kill on them faster. And with that, paired with the perk 3 perk Gun Ho, you'll be able to sprint and shoot your gun. So now the speed has been increased, and also you guys have the sprint to fire speed like I talked about in the attachments, plus the hip fire accuracy with the laser. All of these combined makes you absolutely unstoppable using this gun. And then also pair it with Ninja, you'll be able to move more quietly, and then that way you'll be able to move around a house, especially on Nuketown. I love playing Nuketown if you guys haven't already noticed, but on Nuketown, maneuvering around the house, enemies won't be able to hear you when you're sprinting, and while you're sprinting using Gun Ho, you'll be able to absolutely destroy your opponents. So now I'm going to give you guys some tips on how you can use this gun to your full advantage. That way you guys can go ahead and get as many kills as possible and just do well with the gun. So I would highly recommend you guys play small maps. That way you can control an area that is inside or has a lot of cover. That way you guys can maneuver and use the shotgun in close quarters. In close quarters, this gun can actually just one-shot your opponents. So when you guys are barrel stuffing, it performs at its best. But you guys also are going to notice that the reload time is very slow. So when you guys are fighting in close quarters, you're also going to have to be able to use like the houses in Nuketown, for example, to your advantage to duck away and actually get time to reload, because it will take some time. But as you guys can see, when you are maneuvering, the way this build is made is so that you guys can obviously take down your opponents very quickly, but the mobility on it is key, and this will allow you guys to move around and get your shots off fast, and you'll be very agile while using it. Also, make sure you guys keep your crosshairs at chest to head height. That way, when you guys end up running into an opponent, you're able to shoot them in the chest and head and actually do that one shot and get all of the damage that you guys are going to be hitting for. And using the laser sight does help with that. You're able to predict where your bullets are going to go and line up your shots. That way, you're on track to destroy your enemies. As you guys can see here in the kill cam, I absolutely just destroy everybody. So thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please do me a huge favor and leave a like. Subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, and if you guys are looking for a guide on how to get diamond shotguns, click on the video you see on your screen right now. Thank you guys so much. Leave a comment if you guys have any questions or concerns. I'd be happy to help you. Peace.